Hello everybody and welcome to Writer's Workshop. Today is session 5. We're cresting the halfway mark. Session 5 where we are going to be talking about paragraphing. But first, we should probably check in with Calvin. Calvin has, as you remember last time, he has come to the front of the class and he's ready to present his report, and it goes like this. My report is on bats. Dusk. With creepy tingling sensation, you hear the fluttery of leathery wings. Bats! With glowing red eyes and glistening fangs, these unspeakable giant bugs drop onto, and then the class interrupts. Bats aren't bugs! Calvin gets really mad. Look, who's giving the report? You chowderheads or me? And the teacher says, Calvin, I'd like to see you a moment. Calvin is busted for his lack of research. And I would also say that he probably missed the mark on the style of writing and knowing his audience, the way he was being so dramatic in his presentation. But that's another thought for another time. Okay, last session, session 4, we asked you to tell us what are the things that we need to know about C.S. Lewis, and what are kind of the categories or the topics about C.S. Lewis that we need to know. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about what you came up with as a list, but here's just a little tip. If I, as your teacher, let's say this is a real class, and I was going to be taking in your lists of topics of things that I need to know about C.S. Lewis, I'm assuming everybody's going to tell me where he was born, where he lived, where and when he was born, where he lived, the books he wrote. Those are the things that a teacher expects. And it would be good to cover those things. But as somebody who's been teaching for a long time, I'll tell you something that I love to see. If I learn something new, if I find something that makes me go, oh, I didn't know that about C.S. Lewis, I love that stuff. Because honestly, I can be sitting there marking 25 things that look exactly the same, and if something new pops off the page, it excites me. It makes me happy. I've learned something new, and I'm going to review and judge this work differently than I would the other piece of work. It's just the truth. Teachers are human, and they like to learn new things. They like to be surprised. So if you can find something as far as a topic to teach me about, that's going to go well for you. All right, let's go into today's lesson on paragraphing. And paragraphing is just the way that we organize the thoughts on our paper. And this is a very important skill. It's also something that if you learn today, or if you learn at your age, you're going to be able to apply for years to come. I'm going to walk you through how to write a 5-paragraph essay. And you might be moaning, going, oh, 5 paragraphs, oh my goodness. I'm going to show you how to write 5 paragraphs. And it's a bit of a sandwich. What you're going to see here is you begin with an introduction. Okay? You've got to assume that this person is coming in off the street. They don't even know what you're doing. You're going to introduce them to what it is that you're going to write about. The next 3 things are the kind of the meat of the sandwich. And for me, I love meat. I love cheese. I don't like vegetables very much. But it's the stuff that goes in the sandwich. And in a 5-paragraph essay, 3 paragraphs are going to be about 3 different things that you want to tell the reader. So for example, if you are writing an essay about C.S. Lewis, you're going to begin with your introduction, and then you're going to tell me one thing about C.S. Lewis, you're going to tell me another thing about C.S. Lewis, and you're going to tell me a third thing about C.S. Lewis. And that is those are the 3 middle paragraphs of your essay. And then finally, the other piece of the sandwich, or the bun at the bottom, is the conclusion. That's where you tie everything up and finish your essay. So what you're going to find is you've ended up with 5 essays, but 3 of them are really the things that you're trying to teach the reader. So you've got to narrow everything down to 3 points, 3 things. So let's go back to the introduction. The introduction is actually going to give you a sneak peek, a bit of a preview about what those 3 things are. So let me give you an example. I like dogs more than cats. And some of you might be turning your computers off right now or punching the screen because you're not happy with me. Maybe you love cats, but I'm kind of afraid of cats. I think they all want to kill me. And I love dogs. We've always had a family dog. So if I was writing an essay, not a research essay, but an essay, a 5-paragraph essay on why dogs are better than cats, I would have my 3 reasons. 1, they can fetch. 2, they're always happy to see you. And 3, you can take them on long walks. Those are my 3 things. That's going to be the middle, the body of my essay. But in my introduction, I want to introduce the reader to what it is I'm going to tell them about dogs being better than cats. And so my introduction might go like this. I believe that dogs are better than cats because dogs can fetch a ball. Dogs, what was the second point I made? Dogs, let me start again. 3 reasons. I believe that dogs are better than cats because dogs can fetch balls, they are always happy to see you, and you can take them on an outside walk with you wherever you go. These are the reasons why I think dogs are better than cats. Now, it's not the strongest introduction, but what I've done there is I've stated my thesis. And thesis is your fancy word for what's the point? What am I trying to convey to you? What am I trying to tell you in this essay? But then I've also given you just a glimpse, a sneak peek at what my 3 reasons are. That dogs can fetch, they're always happy to see you, and you can take them for walks with you. So I've snuck that into my introduction. That's in the first part in my introduction. Then, for my body, my 3 points, each paragraph is only focused on one thing each. The first, which is actually the second paragraph, is focused on how a dog can play fetch with you. And so my topic sentence for that paragraph might be something like, dogs are better because they can fetch a ball. And I'll go on to explain how my dog Phoebe, we've got a dog named Phoebe, when I throw her a ball or throw her a stick, I could throw it onto the lawn, I could throw it into a river, she will go and get it, and she'll bring it back to me. And I've never met a cat who would ever do that. That's what that paragraph is going to be about. It's about one thing that a dog will fetch. The next paragraph, which is the third paragraph, which is my second point, is about how a dog is always happy to see you. And I'll say how I can go away on a trip, and when I come home, my dog is so overjoyed that I have returned. So that paragraph is only going to be about how dogs are always happy to see you. And my third paragraph is only going to be about how you can take a dog on an outdoor trail walk and the dog will come with you. It could even protect you. Just a fun companion. But that's all I'm going to talk about in that third, which is actually my 4th paragraph. So that's the body. Those are the 3 points I make inside the sandwich of my essay. The final paragraph is the conclusion. And in the conclusion, you tie everything up in a neat little bow. And so I might say something, so as you can see, dogs are far superior to cats because they will fetch a stick when you throw it. They're always happy to see you. And they can come with you on long outdoor walks. And that's your conclusion. You've just brought everything to a close. So those are the 5 paragraphs. Now, to be honest, there are a lot of things we could do to polish up and some little tricks of the trade. But for now, all I want you to do is get a feel for how to organize a 5-paragraph essay. That brings us to our homework for this session. What I want you to do is, today we're going to actually put this into the 5 paragraphs. We're going to spend some time going over the 5 paragraphs. And you're going to do that today. But I want you to, after you've written those 5 paragraphs, the work for next week is to go over your writing. I want you now to look for mistakes and make any corrections that you have. And before I send you off, feel free, if you're writing this in pencil or pen, feel free to mark it up, okay? Feel free to draw on it, or if you've typed this out, maybe print it off and then use a pen or paper to actually mark up the changes that you want to make. This is a great time to be messy. That's your assignment for next week. Go over your writing, look for mistakes, and make corrections. Until next session, take care and be safe.